It's true. It does a great job of kind of because it's true of just like it's multiple people who are responsible.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's like the dean.
Yeah.
You know, the dean, the friend, the perpetrator.
Madison. Yeah.
The Bo Burnham character, who's the silent, not rock the boat type. The lawyer.
Yeah.
Who's there's a system in place. Money.
Yeah.
Power. Prestige with Forest University, or I guess, is that even a place? What are they trying to do? Wake Forest, or is that a real place? Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the point is
I'm
that whole.
I don't think that's a real college.
And then doctor versus dropout.
Yeah.
And what that means about society. Bo Burnham calling her a failure.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really? Okay, cool. Like, tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
That type of shit. That's real shit. That people judge you on. And you're like, well, what are the reasons that you succeeded and I had to drop out,
Yeah.
It's not as black or white, or, oh, you finished and I didn't. It's like, okay, well, what are the factors behind that?
So what I said about, the casting of this movie, of kind of...
Perfect.
Yes, but...
Literally everybody.
Every kind of bad character is recognizable as an actor we know from somewhere.
Pretty exaggerated. I mean,
well,
not saying these character types don't exist, but they're on 10. They're like, we are the bachelor party douchebags.
Well, what I was saying of especially with Max Greenfeld, who's the best friend character, who I guess you don't really know that actor. Though.
He looked familiar.
Okay, so he's in a lot of he's on the show New Girl, which is a very popular show, but he's in a lot of stuff where he's...
Is the Zooey Deschanel show? That's not still on, is it?
It might be.
Jeez. That's been around for a minute.
He's... And even Chris Lowell, who's Al Monroe, who he was on Veronica Mars for a while.
Oh, okay. It's another old one.
They're known for playing the kind of lovable best friend characters.
Okay.
Emerald Fennell purposely casts actors who are known for being the lovable best friends, who are known for normally being funny, likable characters, because the entire point is... I mean, I guess if you don't know these actors, then maybe it would be interesting. But Bo Burnham, and Bo Burnham is the same concept, basically.
He's a talented motherfucker.
No, I agree.
He's a talented motherfucker. Sorry, go.
You see these actors, and you immediately want to like them. And you immediately want to, assume the best in them. We don't want to, think Bo Burnham is a shitty person, especially since we... know Bo Burnham. You know him as the lovable comedian Bo Burnham, and you see him in this movie, and he's kind of, for the beginning, he's playing a Bo Burnham-esque character.
He's basically only an asshole right at the end, and he's only an asshole because she's hurting his feelings.
Yeah.
But
that's the point, we don't want to believe that he's a bad guy.
Right.
And kind of that's how this world treats these characters they don't want to believe that they're...
But the reason the Bo Burnham character is interesting is because he's not really a bad guy. He's a flaw. No, he's not, though. You can't say that. I know we could say it on camera to make everyone feel happy, but we could actually tell the truth, which is he's a complicated person who his actions lead to a systemic problem. But on paper, you go, this is why it's complicated, because he's not out to fucking... He doesn't wake up in the morning like the other character who's burning a fucking body.
Yeah.
That's one extreme. They're showing the other extreme. They're showing the other side, which is no, by you not taking an action and speaking up, it could have an effect that's just as detrimental. Obviously not as burning a body, as extreme as that, but as detrimental, that leads to a problem that could be just as bad.
I mean, I think that where Bo Burnham's evil comes in is that he's a coward, Is that
Right.
basically
Exactly.
But the famous saying of like there's two types of evil people. There's the evil people who do evil things, and then there's the evil people who who see evil things being done and don't do anything about it. He's the second type of person, and he shows his true colors at the end, because the detective comes to him at the end, and he knows where Cassie
I'm not talking
was
about the
going.
end. I'm talking about like the. I mean, no, you're right. Like
he shows his true colors at the end.
When he gets to the point where he's like just lying to the police,
Yeah.
That's obviously over, but
I feel like
that character on paper is more of like a inaction leads to big problems, as opposed to like, I'm gonna wake up and kill someone today.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is, like, with that last scene, he's showing his true colors, because that's kind of who he's been the entire time. Of like, he'd rather like lie and not rock the boat than put himself in any type of jeopardy, then rather than he witnessed a rape happen when he was in college, that rather, like, he's more concerned that someone might have got him on camera in the background than
that's true.
with the fact, and he's more concerned with his own reputation than the fact that his girlfriend just went missing and was probably killed by these guys. But what I was saying about we want to assume the best in these actors, because we know these actors, because these are someone that if you've watched one of their shows or one of their stand-ups, you kind of have a pre-existing relationship with. And like with Max Greenfeld, if you're a fan of New Girl, where like he's hilarious on that show, or you've watched Community, because the character Madison, who's the friend from college, is Allison Brie from Community. And Allison Brie, like, if you've watched any of her shows, she's always like the sweetheart character, and she's always like the best friend who's like shoulder you cry on. And she's purposely casting actors who you want to assume the best in. And I thought that was insanely interesting, because it's basically like how you view this actor is how the world views this character. No one wants to believe that Al Monroe is a bad person. No one wants to believe that. Al Monroe's a great guy, just like Max Greenfeld, the actor. Like, no one wants to assume that he's a bad person. No one wants to assume he's capable of that. And that's kind of the trick Emerald Fennell does in your mind, of just like, well, you can't just look at this as a fun guy and I want to assume the best of him. You have to look at like what he's actually doing.
Yeah.